Today I'm out here at Lake Proctor, heading down to the shoreline on my bicycle, as you can see. And my goal here today is to collect some bumblebees. We have at least two species of bumblebees that live in the area, but there's some people think that it's actually just one species and that they're just two different color morphs of the same species. Others think they're two separate species. So my goal here is to collect some bumblebees. Both species are found in this area, and I'm going to collect both types and extract the DNA back in the laboratory, sequence a region of the DNA that hopefully will allow us to distinguish between the two. And most importantly, my goal here is to see if the two hybridize or not. So if we have the two types living in the same area, interacting with one another, pollinating the same bushes, same flowers, and if they're not hybridizing, if they're not mating with one another, then we know for sure that they're two distinct species. If they're mating with one another, producing offspring, then they are the same species. The reason I'm out here at Lake Proctor is because there's a flowering shrub known as the button bush. And the bumblebees are attracted to this to get their pollen and nectar to take back to the hive to raise their young. And so it's pretty easy just to walk up to the flowering button bushes and collect the bees. So let's see if we can find any this morning. Hopefully we can find representatives of both types. I'm almost down here to the water's edge now, and hopefully we'll have some luck. Here we are down by the lake, and this is a button bush. This particular bumblebee is Bombus pensylvanicus. We can recognize this form by the one band of yellow behind the head rather than two. Bombus sonorus has two bands of yellow behind the head. This one also has a pale yellow. Bombus sonorus typically has a really deep, vibrant yellow color. This is Bombus sonorus, the other form. This one has two yellow bands behind the head, and the yellow is a much deeper, more vibrant color. These two forms were described originally as separate species, but in the 1960s they were thought by some people to be two different color morphs of a single species. And even today there's debate as to whether or not these two forms represent two species or two different color morphs.